All right, so as we saw, we change this color. So once Julian is presenting his results and immediately you see this color, you know that this is a deficit, right? Which means that there was a time that there was a deficit. Germany, but this is a client. You can say this client, you can call this one your client. Or Julian who is working in finance that they deal with clients. Maybe this can be a patient if you're into health. Or what's your industry, Jamila? What do you want to do your master's in?
Epidemiology.
Epidemiology, so in the health industry. All right. So this can be a disease case that led to death. This can be death. If you're presenting a disease case, these ones coming down like this can be death, you know, and you can flag them, you can flag them like that. All right, that was it for that. I think okay, we're talking about colors and that they are important and that the colors you choose to present your results, they actually matter. Okay, depending on your industry. All right, so this is what we saw for Julian. And we're on conditional formatting, formatting as table, cell types. You're just choosing your own type of cells here. You can choose, if you highlight some cells here, this data, you can choose how you want them to appear, actually. All right, can you see? See, you want them to appear this color, this color.
Yes, sir.
Just this 20% you're seeing is just the level of saturation on the color. So at the more the higher you go, the thicker or the thicker the saturation. Okay. Then we have insert. You can insert a new row, a new table, a new column. And I'll show you a shortcut to do that. Instead of coming to insert here, for example, if you want to insert a column after this J, after this I, you can click on it. Then you come to insert. Then you say insert rows, right? Did you insert? I didn't see. So I right click first, come to insert. I take insert, more, nothing. I edit this data. Yeah, it's possible to edit. Right, click on it. It's even blur. What's going on? But if you don't want to go there, you just right click. If you want the column to be to the left of this one or to the right of it, if you want it to be to the right of this I column, you right click on the J column and take insert. All right, a new column will be added. So it's easier for me to use that. To remove this column, I can just take Control Z to undo what I've done. To add a row above this row 9, I just click on it and take insert. A row is added. And if your formulas were there, formulas will automatically be copied there. You don't have to write formulas again. For example, I think that okay, you have to copy the formula. Yeah, you have to just do what we call autofilling. You just drag it down. I don't know if you know this, Jamila, but you can autofill where you have formulas. Okay, which means if I put some data here, immediately my formula is going to adjust, as you can see, right? Maybe this is still chocolate chip, maybe Mexico. All right, so we have that. We can also format these rows, as you can see how we're dragging them like this and then reducing them. You can decide to give them the same space, the same length. You can just have the same length or the same width by coming to what format. And you take row height or column width. This one should be what? Column width, right? So column width, I can come and choose 20. Type in 20 and take OK. And you see what? All the columns now have the same width. Okay. Then I can also take row height. When it comes to row height, you can choose, maybe I can choose to reduce the row height, put it on 15. I know it makes the distance between this row and this row become very small. That's the meaning of row height, right? And then you can delete, you can erase some things if you write them. Somewhere you can erase, you have the automatic sum function. We'll see functions, and not all because there are thousands of functions in Excel. We'll see what we need for your level, for your epidemiology. We'll see the functions to use. It will mostly be sum, average, right? Average number of participants, the mean, Voila, that's what we're going to use for your case. For Julian case, he mostly works on totals and maybe percentages added, maybe the deductions, maybe as they call when they add to you something. Is it promotions, deductions, and maybe one that
Bonuses.
voila, that's the word. Bonuses for him, that's what you will do. You can add 10% bonus. So that one it will be easier, right? For example, if you want to add 10% bonus here, let's say to what 10% bonus to every client who has spent maybe more than $500. No, revenue of more than $1,000, right? That's more anyway. Let's say more than $4,000. So you can come here and say equal to, you just say I want to add 10%. So it will be what? 0.1 is 10%, right? Times this amount, then plus, you can put it in braces if you want to use both maths. And those of us who did maths, so that I should not bother much, you can put this in braces like this. Then you come here and say times what? That same amount. So it means that no, if you want to give a bonus of 10%, means you not add the amount again. You not say times this amount. Actually, you have to give this person a bonus of 10%, right? Just an example. You say 0.1 times, you click on that cell and you take okay. As since our data was formatted as table, when you do it on one, automatically it appears on all. But in some cases, you may want to choose only those who have above 4,000 that are giving you above 4,000 revenue, and you do that for them. Which means this person has the right to choose anything that can cost what 487 francs in your store. If it was a store, a supermarket, and the 10% is that you don't give them cash, but you give them what an item worth 10% of the amount they have spent if it's more than $4,000. So this person has the right to choose any item worth 487 francs or dollars in your supermarket. So this, good. You use Excel and do this. And some you can already make it, you can write the formula and already keep somewhere so that each time you just come and put the number and then it gives you what are the percentage. For example, if you want to put this formula, you can just come to this cell equals to, we click this cell up here, we put times is this asterisk, okay? Times zero point 0.1, right? 0.1. Say okay. So if the person has spent 4,500, just put it here and take enter. And it gives you the step below gives you 10% automatic. Next person has spent 6,875. You just put it there, take enter. It will give you what 10%. Because you put this formula by taking the step upward times what 10%. 10% is 0.1, right? So Excel is very smart, very smart. All right, so you can filter data, you can zoom, you can find some data, and then you can also analyze. This one is things advanced Excel. If you are in the internet, for example, this data that way is much like this. You want to see some patterns automatically. You can just come here and click on analyze data. And then if your online and data is strong, then Excel can use AI to pick some patterns in this data and then inform you, which can be used for quick results. You want to have quick results, but it may be slow here because my data is not very fast. I might even produce some charts for you automatically. All right, the place is empty, means there is something coming up, but it's kind of slow because of poor data, you know. Yeah. So you see, it's not showing anything. But if you have good internet connection, you will actually see some results here. Maybe we'll tell that Germany was the clients that gave the highest revenue. Maybe your highest profit was in January 2022, things like that. And this bring here, I'm sure we did for conditional formatting here, that any value above, maybe above 10,000. I think you can remember, Julian. Any value above 10,000, it should give you green. So that you don't have to come and be looking with your eyes and make mistake. You just scroll through. Anywhere you see green, you pick maybe the customer's name. For example, here you pick France, United States. You just pick their name and maybe the date, 2019, 2019. Just scroll down. You pick the customer name and the date. Then you can do what you want to do. And when you want to give them a discount or what, you can do that. Very, very interesting. Then this insert here is for you to plot your graphs. That's what we used here when we did pivot tables. Take insert and you plot your graphs. If you don't know how to plot graphs, just take recommended charts, Excel will recommend charts for you. And the type of graph that you're going to choose it depends on your type of data. Okay, we're going to see data types. Jamila, if your data is has a date in it, a date column, timeline, you may have to choose a column, a line graph. If you want to look at the quantities of things, compare quantities, you may want to choose a bar chart. If you have many quantities to compare, you can choose the column chart. If you're comparing quantities and you have many quantities, you can use a bar chart. If you want to compare percentages across maybe two or three things, you can use a pie chart. All of those things are important. So when you look at data online and you see a pie chart, a bar chart, know that they were not just done at random. There's something that informed those type of charts. All right. So since my Zoom is going to be expired and I have not yet renewed because of poor network to even launch the site. In 10 minutes time, we have to end the call. But before that, there's something I wanted to show Julian. We created these graphs last time, but we had to copy these graphs, right? And paste somewhere, not so Julian,
Mm.
and do a dashboard.
Yeah.
So if we take go to sheet one and click and right click and take copy, go to sheet three and let's say under D, column D, we'll just paste, just take control C, not so. We'll go to, is that all about sheet one?
Yeah.
Yes, we had just one graph in sheet one. Sheet two, we had two graphs. You pick one and maybe you put it there. Then, but there's a video. I think you watched the video now, Julian. There's a video on this dashboard, right? On the Excel, this thing. Maybe you have not finished watching. You should finish and watch. There's a video on dashboard video one and two. I'm sure I've given you all the lessons. There are two sets. Lessons are in two sets. You have set one and set two. Did I give all of them to you?
Yes,
Or-
I watched it.
Okay. So we just want to demonstrate a little bit here. So when you do that, you just carry these graphs are coming from pivot tables. That's why they are going to work as
Mhm.
dashboard. If you do it on a normal graph, it will not work. Is there anyone that we can use a timeline? No, we have that as a timeline, but we can plot it. Once we plot. Anyway, let me just show what I want to show. So when you do that, you come here, since you are using tables, right? And your data has what? Your data has a timeline. Sorry, it has a date column
Mhm.
formatted as date. This column will help you to do timeline, all right? And you can put a slicer. This advanced Excel, Jamilato, this is one of the last things that we're going to do. So when you come here, you click on slicer. When you click on slicer, query master sheet, yes. All connections. What are they saying here? You don't want to give us slicers. No connections found. All right, so maybe we need to click on one of the charts before we go that. Click on one of the charts, okay? To make it active, then you click on slicer. I think it should show now. Still no connections. Normally, you should be able to choose the slicer here. For example, you can choose the customer, right? Like you can choose all these columns. Nothing. I don't know why it's not showing. All these columns here, product, country, they can be slicers, which means you can come on to that slicer and choose United States, and the thing will automatically adjust. Let me see if timeline will show. Even though timeline, we don't have any table, any graph here that has time. Do we have it? No, it's more of customers, revenue. It's more of customers. Come on, sir. I even had one that has to do with time. Let me see if we can create one quickly. Um, right click here and take show feed list to see our pivot table. And then, or we duplicate this by holding the control key and dragging it to the left. Yeah, we just duplicate this one. Mm. Did I group them? Ungroup, ungroup, ungroup. All right, duplicate this one and then maybe we want to have timeline here. Profit. mm, That was a date column. Voila. So remove this country here. Then we'll bring this date here. Okay. Profits by year. Then we change this column, this chart. Just right click, change chart type, and then you choose line. Oh, that's a terrible one there. Product. No, we don't want to- perfect. So we want years. We want to see our profit for all the years. They're just 2 years, so we can change these years and choose month. Okay, and bring month and put it down here. Voila, making sense, right? You can take back this year up here. So you see the month. You see the line graph. So you can see quarter one, quarter two. See how they so quarter four October had the highest profit. October which year? Should be able to give you the year. So let's copy this chart and go to our sheet 3 and maybe paste it here. Okay. All right. Let's see now if we have, and then we highlight it and then see if we can have timeline. Voila. You see timeline now. I click on it and you see date, right? I click on date. I think, okay. And then I bring it here. You can drag it and shorten it here. Which means that if you click on any date here, this thing will change. This graph here will change. Only this graph will change because we have make it only for this graph. Okay, like if I click on June, there was no data in June 2019, July, no data, August, September. This 19 began in October, November. Okay, yeah, you have to at least compare 2 months. So let me take November, December. You hold the shift key and click the two you see. November, December, 2019. Then you can go back. You can continue to 2020. These are the months you can, these are the years you can choose for the 2 years. Hold the shift key and click the two. You see. But now this timeline is working only for this one. All right. But we need to make it to work for all these other ones. Even though we instead of it only for this one, you can actually right click on it. I think I still remember. And you take report connections, all right? And then you select all those sheets that we have our pivot tables in. All those sheets. We had sheet 2, we had sheet 1, we had pivot table. These are too many now. Do we hide some, Julian? These are too many. Okay.
Hi.
Do we hide some sheets? Why am I saying so many sheets too here? Anyway, we'll just check them as you can see. You take okay. And now, if you change any date here, it will not only affect this graph, it will affect all the other graphs here. Let's see. 2019. Did you see? Let me add the quarters, then highlight everything. Control, then you see, are you seeing how it's changing? And click on the quarter, you take the years, you choose just 2019. Then if you want to see all, you hold your control key and click on 2018. You see, I actually had it adjusting. Maybe it's not clear because my network is not strong enough. But when I click on a particular year, the data is adjusting. Numbers are changing. All the graphs are adjusting. I don't know if you can see. I click only
Mm-hmm.
2019.
But not really that much.
I click only 2018. You see how it's changing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but
Yeah.
now I wanted to add a slicer so that you can change the cost. Oh, yeah, you're looking at data per year and month. But what if you want to see only Canada or only France? I wanted to put that slicer. I don't know why it doesn't want to come. Let's try again and see. Let's use this one that we just brought in now. Haha, it's blue, eh? Blue. I think it's pivot table analyze. All right. Click on pivot table analyze. Then where is slice? Oh boy. This chart and wait, this charts. But the other one has gone. Why is this one's not going? Because you have slicer. Let's try insert slicer. Can you see now? I click on insert slicer here and you see all of them appear here. Can you see? So you can now
Mm-hmm.
choose country and you can choose product. All right, so I was saying that you click, let's choose, we chose country and product, right? You just check the two and then you take OK. And then they appear here. You can drag them here, put your country there, you can resize it. Then you take your product here. All right. So if you want to see all the products that how Canada perform, let's just click the 2 years here. All right. So I hold the control key and click on in 2019. All the years have been clicked. Now I want to see how Canada performed. All right. That all the how all the products perform in the customer Canada, how many products they bought and which product they bought the most. So I'll just click on Canada here. No, I have to link the charts to the slicer. Sorry, I didn't do that. So you right click on it and do as we did for the date. You take what? Report connections, right? And then you choose everything. Good. If you don't do this, it will not work. Take note, please. All right. Good. Click OK. Come here, right click, report connections, and we choose all the pivot tables that we use to plot our charts. Take OK. So if I click now on Canada, what do you see? Why is this one not changing? This revenue by year, why is it not changing? With no report its own connection. Report connections. We have checked everything. Okay. Maybe it was not plotted using pivot table. I'm sure, Julian. This one like this. So you see that for Canada, the highest product is this sugar. Can you see? Sugar. And this one,
Mm-hmm.
Canada has given you profit for the past years. So in October 2024, what 2020, 2019, Canada had gave you the highest, gave you, that was when you had the highest profit from Canada. And then for the cookies, thing for the cookies, this is the highest, right? Which is chocolate chip. Right now, if you want to see how chocolate chip perform across all the customers, like which customer bought chocolate chip the highest, you will click on chocolate chip and then you come and highlight all the customers, right? Highlight all the customers. You see that the charts are changing, right? You now have different charts. So you see that
Mm-hmm.
I think Canada also was the highest country that bought chocolate chips. What about fortune cookies? Fortune cookies, it was which country? United States. I think this one.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the revenue that you had from cookies. So you see that this one was the high. And if you want to see it just for 2019, you just come and click 2019 here. Can you see it's changing? Then you want to compare maybe sugar and chocolate. You click on sugar, you hold the control key, come and click on chocolate. You now have two charts. You're not going to bring two things. You see that you cannot even compare the two. Chocolate was far higher than sugar, as you can see. And this is the profit. This profit shows just for one of them, for all of them combined. So you can use just
Mm-hmm.
these slicers and this timeline. You can go as many as you want. Then if you want to make it beautiful, you can remove these grid lines outside here. All right, just make it be beautiful. You just come here to view. Well, my cursor was on the chart. So you click outside, come to view and remove and uncheck grid lines. Okay, uncheck grid lines and you can even shift the thing down a bit. It's true that these graphs are almost the same. Like these two graphs are almost the same, no problem. I'm just demonstrating. You can add rows. You see, just insert. That's how you shift it down, just by adding rows. And there's a reason why you're adding these rows up here. Okay, add the rows. Then you can merge them. Right click everything right up to here. You go to home, take merge and centralize. Then you can type, maybe it's Julien's cookies. Julien Tastes. That's the name of the company. 2018, 2019. What do? You highlight it. No, you just click here. No, you click where you wrote it. You come to this phone, you can put 35. Voila. You can even make it 40 if you not cross. You change the font now. That's what I'm saying. Mistake. Change the font to 40. Mhm. Then you make it bold. Then you now put the fill color. Right. Voila. You can even put this fill color inside this box. Voila. You see, that's a fill color. It's making sense, right? So you just look like a dashboard now. We have fill color like that. And then you adjust your chart with your slicer. See, it's making sense now, right? When you are clicking now, the thing is just changing, changing.
Wow.
So that's how you do a dashboard. If you have arranged everything, you can use this to explain, you can use this to present. You don't even need a PowerPoint. You just need to come to the dashboard and click. But you just have your notes that I'll show this, I'll show this. You just come and you're clicking and you're showing, clicking and you're showing. You can start with 2018. You come and start with Canada. You first of all show all the products that people sold. You saw that chocolate chip was the highest. You say this is the revenue. You can change this profit to revenue. You can even put the titles here. You can change these things. You put profits. You can change the titles so that people should be seeing what you're talking about. Like we did here, revenue per cookie. This is profit. You see? Then you can now say, okay, let's compare Canada and France. You come now and hold the control key. You click France. You now see this is Canada. This is France. You're comparing and you see how you see that Canada gave you the highest chocolate chip more than France. What if France even have more than?
Mhm.
You know, then you can decide now and say, okay, let us compare chocolate only chocolate chip between Canada and France. You just come here and click on chocolate chip. That's only chocolate chip. Click only on sugar. That's just sugar. As the clicking is changing. Then the last thing I want to show you now is these colors that you have put here are nice, but you may want to use excess built-in colors. They call it themes. Can I remember where that theme is? Page layout. Let me see. Click on page layout, okay? Click on page layout, you come to themes. Can you see? Come to themes. Voila. You can choose your own theme here. Can you see? Very beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you can choose one of them. Choose one of them. You change like that for you. And then you're good to go. All right, so that's it. We have 5 minutes for questions. After that, Julian, yeah, on your own. You can only ask questions now when you're stuck somewhere, when you're doing something you don't know how to do, you can ask. The sessions will continue the sessions now with Jamila. But Jamila will do this again towards the end of your course. But it's good you have seen how it is. Is it beautiful? It's good. So this is where the idea of Power BI came from. With this knowledge, when you go to Power BI, it will be similar to this, but it will be more of dragging and dropping. You can drag and drop timeline, you can drag and drop slices. All right. So that's it for today. You can also change if you want a pink theme and choose pink, depending on the color of your company. All right. Any question? No question. Okay, there's no question then. We can call this a day. Thank God for an internet connection that was strong. And see you guys.
Okay, see you too.
Yeah.
Mm. Thank you.
You're welcome.